Well, good morning everyone, and welcome back to the cabin. I'll tell you what, it has been blistering here. I don't know about where you're at, but it has definitely been hot here. And I laid low for a couple of days, so not getting a whole lot of work done. But what I did do is I came down here to the workshop and I did a little bit of cleaning and rearranging. I'll show you what I did. I got a lot of the tools moved over into this area right here. And I got a lot of this freed up over here. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start putting the 2x10s over here on this side. Then when I get those done, I'll have a little bit left here in the back that I'm going to have to move or get rid of, depending on what I'm going to keep. But if I can get the rest of this floor put in and get the sheeting put down, then I'll have a place for all of my tools to go and I can get them up off the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and get all the tools together and we'll get started. And I'll tell you what, friends, I've not seen it this hot in a long time. I'll go ahead and get this first one measured. We'll get it cut, get it put in place. Leave me some comments and let me know what the temperature has been there at your place, because the humidity here has been almost unbearable, and along with the heat and really no wind, and then sometimes we get a thunderstorm and sometimes we don't. Well, let's see if we can get this one set in. Well, this has shrunk just a little bit. I'm looking like about 1/8 of an inch, so I'm going to saw off a piece of a paint stick right here that will work really good just to lift that up to where it needs to be. Well, let's see if we can get this end squared off and get this one installed. Yeah, it will really be nice to have this floor in there, I'm telling you. This thing has taken longer than expected because everything else unexpected comes up. But we're working on it. We will get it finished. See if we get the second one put in now. See, well, we better get some more bullets because we can't go to war without any bullets, right? There we go. Get stepped over these twice. Tell you what, friends, I don't wear short pants too much. And I know I might get a comment about the legs, but I'll tell you what, hillbillies, we don't worry too much about a tan, but we got too much work to do. Ooh, I feel a cool breeze right here, friends. Even though I'm sweating big time, it's not nearly as hot as it has been. So every chance you catch a cool breeze, you want to stop and just take in the moment. Alright, let's see if we can get this one in here. Get another one measured out here and get it cut. Well, I believe as the sun's going over that way, it's getting darker in here, but hopefully you all can still see what I'm doing. We're almost halfway. Okay, friends, this one will make us halfway. I can't tell you how good this feels. Okey-doke. Okay guys, I'm gonna go up here and take another break because I'll tell you what, take a look. That's what we're getting ready to get right there. That's why it's so hot and humid out here, so I'm gonna go sit down and take a break. This is what I call a two-shirt day. This is when I change shirts and drawers twice in order to be able to shoot film and I don't look too nasty on film. but sometimes it's a 3-shirt day, so it just depends. But anyway, let's go take a break. A little on the heavy side. Well, I've got one more that's a good one without any weighing on it out there left, and I may have to cut that other log, but we'll see. I've got actually 2 more, but I would rather have, like I said, without any of the bark left on there. Alright, this is the last one, besides that one that I've got that's 1.5 inches. So we'll get this one put in, then we're going to have to get us another log, get it on the mill, and finish out. I think I need 4 more. We'll count here in just a second. Well, it's a little bit cooler today, friends, but it's awful sunny, I'll tell you. I'm going to go down here and check and see if I've got another log that's handy, because I've only need 3 2x10s. So I figured I'd walk down here to the creek, get the dogs wet, and see what I had available. This one right here is crooked, so it's no good. That one is a possibility. Those 2 pines right there, it would be really tough to get a 10-inch cant out of that. So this one down here, I'm gonna go look on the other end. Well, the other end of that one is right there, and it's probably 10 inches from bark to bark. So I think I'm going to be forced to try to make one out of that right there. I do have 1 piece of cedar back there. I've got this white oak right here, and then I have black walnut. That's a nice log right there, but we're not going to use black walnut. Well, when I walk by the wood pile, we'll check one more time. It looked like I had one, but I think it was a 10-foot, and they have to be 12-foot, so we'll check when we get back up here. But they didn't need a whole lot, just get their feet wet. You know, a lot of times when you get your feet wet, you kind of cools off your whole body. You can see this was drying up, but that's the remainder. I'm going to have to dig out some more right in here on towards the creek, and that's all we need is for it to drain off. That way I can throw slabs down in there and burn them and not worry about anything catching on fire. I've got a good one right there on the bottom, but it's only a 10-foot. Got some of those poplars left over there by Jennifer's in that clear cut. but they're only 10 foot as well. So I do have some though up behind the cabin. We'll run and check those. I'm standing up here behind the chicken house, and I did fall a bunch of trees over in there because I was afraid that they would fall on something else back, I don't know, a few months ago when we had a bunch of windstorm threats. I probably have something up here that I could use, possibly. I don't have any long pants on, so in order not to get any poison on me, I'm going to try to walk around here. Well, I've got one poplar here that might be a good candidate. You can see it right there. Then I've got this pine right here. And then back in there, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a big, huge pine back there. The only thing is getting it off this hill now because of where I have my grass planted. This right here is the route that I used to take coming off the hill. But now, like I said, since I got the yard, I have to go around the carport. And this tree is kind of a problem. So I think what I'm going to do at another point is I'm going to move all this wood. We're going to cut this tree down. Because if I do that, I can come right up through here in front of the carport, right around this stump. And I can go right up through the edge of that wood pile and come down the hill. I've got a little bitty ditch like right in there. I could probably be on that side of the ditch because I think that the cab of the tractor will actually go underneath that eave up there. So that would still allow me access up there. But I believe in the meantime I can still get one down out of there without having to do all that. But that's going to be something that I'm going to need to do, because once I get a water tank sitting over here and I actually get a storm shelter built, I'm not really going to have much way to get up there. So I think that's going to be my access.
Alright friends, I came out. Looks like I'm going to be able to get at least 3 out of there, because I've got 2 good ones over here, and then these got some wane on them. But if I put it the second one from the edge, I don't think it's going to matter, because I'll have enough. I won't have to make a splice with my flooring on top of it, so I think it's going to be okay. Then what I'm going to have to do is find a place for the rest of that stuff so that we can get those 2x10s put in, and we'll start cutting the sheathing to go down.
I hear Steven over there using the weed eater near the creek. Anyway, friends, I tell you what, it's been a real barn burner for the last 4 days, so I think that I'm going to take the rest of the day off. This heat, the older I get, I just can't handle it like I used to. I still try to do a little bit every day though. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care and look forward to seeing you back up here at the cabin again next time.